Good evening. I am Shannon Johnson, and I'm excited to welcome you to Money Mood Mondays 2.0. I am from Houston, Texas, but I'm going to go ahead and move myself out of the way and bring up a dynamic speaker that has 100% of the information to share. She is a wife, she is a professional makeup artist here in Houston, Texas, and she is a member of the 80/80 Club in this opportunity. She is an impact player and a Fireball recipient, many awards. She is a 3-star director, meaning she has a team of over 500. And she is our newest Sapphire Ring earner, meaning she is earning 100K residually from this opportunity. She is absolutely amazing. And we want to go ahead and welcome Miss Brandi Holmes Dennison to the line. Are you with us?
Yes, ma'am. I am here. Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yes, ma'am. Looking
All
good.
right. Loving that red lipstick too, Shannon. Hello, everybody. Happy Money Move Monday. Thank y'all so much for joining us on this Monday. But I have to give it right back to the beautiful lady who just introduced us all. That is Miss Shannon Johnson, guys. And listen, we are all jealous of her, okay? Because she is a retired hairstylist in her 30s. She decided that she wanted to get off her feet and onto the beach. And that's exactly what she is doing. She's an avid traveler, traveling all over the world, but now she's getting flat out wealthy while doing it. And she has a team of nearly 200 families being led under her amazing leadership. She's a director in training in our organization, and she is the hostess with the mostest. So shout out to you, Shannon. Thank you for always being here on a Monday. But hello, everybody. It is Money Move Monday 2.0. It is my favorite day. A lot of people be like, ugh, Monday is here again. But guys, Monday to me feel like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and any other day since stepping into this business. And you are going to learn in these short 60 minutes why. Because in 2019, I joined this opportunity because I already travel. So it made 100% absolute sense. Because if I was going to go on somebody's.com and pay them, I was like, nope, I'm going to go on mine and pay myself. That's what I learned from being in this business. Because you see, I'm the family booker. I'm the one that books the family cruise each and every year. Some of you may be on here, you may be the most organized in the family. So they're always relying on you to say, hey, can you put this together? Can you put the family reunion together? And you're never getting paid. Well, in 2019, I stepped into this business and I changed the trajectory of my vacations and I started coming home to commissions instead of receipts. So that's what we're going to learn about today because we want some freedoms, guys. All right. It is time to exercise our entrepreneurial rights and step into financial freedom, personal freedom, and time freedom. Because this is what we like to call the true adulting. When you no longer have to go to your boss and say, hey, can I have off to go to my kid's recital? Can I have off because I have a doctor's appointment? Can I take a little bit longer lunch? No, nobody wants to do that when they're grown, right? Or what about being able to travel where you want to instead of where you can afford to? But you know what's really more impressive? When you get to wake up when you're done sleeping, when you can roll over instead of roll out. Guys, those are the things that we should dream about as adults. And when I tell you this opportunity can absolutely have you design your ideal life, it is absolutely true. Now, when I heard design your ideal life, I wasn't thinking about the power of those 4 words because, we all have had dreams. We've dreamed about being a police officer, a firefighter, the president, or maybe Beyonce, or maybe Superman, Superwoman, whoever. You had really big dreams in life, but then life gets to lifing and we get stuck in our jobs. We become moms, we become dads, we become wives and husbands, and then we're slowly but surely letting go of those big dreams that we had as a child. But I want y'all to dream again because we should be down with memories instead of with dreams. And over here, you're going to discover how to earn more, travel more, and experience more. And it's truly through building a strong network. Now, listen, we all have a network. If you're to go on your phone right now and you see that you have 50 names, guess what? You have a strong network. But here you're going to learn how to empower and embrace that network to where you can earn unlimited income. And we're going to talk about e-commerce, the way of the world. Now, listen, guys, if you don't have a .com right now, you're in a dangerous position because by the time 2030 rolls around, it is going to be almost 100% .coms. Because when you think about it, Walmart used to be 24 hours, right? And that's no longer the case because Amazon has entered the chat and they are taking over. Well, now you need to get those Wi-Fi wages as well. And what is great over here, there's no inventory and there is no quotas. Praise God, right? And wherever there is Wi-Fi, you are in business. And lastly, we are talking about the travel industry, the largest, the sexiest, and the funnest industry in the world. But we want to put you on the money making side of it. Because truth be told, each and every one of you right now on this Zoom, you're already in the travel industry. You're already using it. If you're not in this business, guess what? You're just an unpaid travel agent. Because back in 1996, when Travelocity launched, they said, you know what? We're going to make all the money, but y'all are going to do the work. So we don't want y'all doing that anymore. We want to tell you about some secrets in the travel industry, and we want to put you on that money-making side where those commissions lie. But before we go any further, let me introduce who we are. We are PlanNet Marketing. Round of applause for PlanNet Marketing. We are an online business provider. We are based in Atlanta, Georgia. And come October, we have been around for 10 years. And guys, we are in over 20 countries and we are expanding, right? We're about to head on over to Dubai, to Germany, and to Canada. So I want you to wrap your mind around having a global business. What about having global business partners? Wouldn't it be nice to just get on a Zoom and be talking to your business partners in the UK? That's what you can do over here because of that gentleman on your screen, Mr. Donald Bradley. He's our visionary. He's our founder. He's our CEO. He is the man with the plan. And 10 years ago, he started PlanNet Marketing because he was looking at his friends and family and he was seeing that they were still too close to the poverty line. And he said, you know what? I'm already a multimillionaire. I became a multimillionaire in the travel space. So if I can do a thing, I can definitely teach a thing. And he started this opportunity because he wanted average individuals to be able to earn above average income. And that's exactly what he is doing. Now, he called up two of his friends. Now, y'all know when y'all have big ideas that you know just going to get you flat out wealthy, you're going to call up your friends and be like, listen, this is what we're about to do. That's exactly what he did. He called up Mr. Andy Cawthon, who was in retirement. He said, I need you to come out of retirement because you led for decades billion-dollar corporations. And now let's make PlanNet Marketing the next. And that's exactly what he is going to do as our president. And Miss Leanne Trokler, she's the queen that has entered the scene, but she is also the one that handles the bag, the money, the purse. And she pays us on time every time. And sometimes it is before time. And to date, we have paid out well over 300 million in commission. Now, listen, we're PlanNet Marketing, but we market something. But I'm going to move myself out of the way because I'm going to bring up a fireball, an amazing individual in this opportunity who knows about the product, right? Because she is a product of the product. She gets high off her own supply. She is traveling with her beautiful daughter each and every month to somewhere different. But she is also a mom and a millennial on the move. She's a 3-star director in this opportunity. She has over 500 families that she is leading in her amazing organization. And guys, she is right here in Houston, Texas, killing the game. So do I have our 3-star director, Ms. Taz Hollins, on the line today?
Yes, you do, Brandi. Can you see me and hear me loud and clear?
Absolutely can. Take it away. Let's talk about our amazing product.
Look, I always say you don't have to put my business out there like that, okay? We all know I love to be a product of the product, but one of the better things that I love about this business is that everybody has the exact same opportunity. And you spoke on PlanNet Marketing, which is our marketing arm when it comes to both businesses. But of course, like you mentioned, every marketing company has to have a product to market. And luckily, we market the sexiest industry in the world. And it's probably not what most of y'all are thinking, you guys, it's travel. Because 9 years ago, PlanNet Marketing actually partnered with IntelliTravel. And IntelliTravel are the originators of home-based travel businesses. They're the reason why you no longer have to go into a brick and mortar or sit across from someone and get your travel booked. You can now do it from the comfort of your own home, from your phone. And one thing that I love about IntelliTravel is they are the absolute best of the best because they've been around for over 30 years. To be honest, you guys, they've been around for longer than I've been alive. And on top of that, they received almost every accreditation and certification you can imagine, including an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Now, one thing I love about that is I'm a researcher, Brandi. I don't know about you, but I am. But I always like to tell people you can't do better research than the Better Business Bureau. So we are good. But not only are we based out of Delray Beach, Florida, we also have the best when it comes to leadership because Mr. James Farrar, who you all see on your screen, is IntelliTravel's CEO. And one of the best things about him is he has been around since the beginning of IntelliTravel's inception. So we always like to say our leadership is unmatched, but to date, we have booked over $5.3 billion in travel sales today. And what's so powerful about that, Brandi, is we have booked over $1 billion just this year alone. So travel is definitely not on trial, but I want to go ahead and ask everybody on the line a particular question because me and you, we're very honest about ourselves and about our stories. So I want everybody to be honest with us today. And I want you guys to answer this question. If you did not know this, I want you to type IDK in the chat because that was me. Did you know that commissions are already built inside of your travel bookings? And I see Shanae is already typing IDK in the chat box. So is Jacqueline, Latanya. But y'all are just like me and Brandi before we got this business started. Y'all, we didn't know either. But I'm here to inform you that when it comes to owning your own travel business, you're going to have access to all of those commissions. Because as an IntelliTravel agent, you guys, you can enjoy infinite possibilities as a travel business owner. You're going to be able to receive 70 to 80% of the commissions paid out directly to you. But on top of that, you're going to receive your own full-fledged at-home agency, your own state-of-the-art website booking portal. So no longer do you have to go to Expedia. No longer do you have to go to TripAdvisor or Orbitz. You guys, you can go to your own.com and get paid, and so can everybody else. But you're going to be partnered with every major supplier around the world. But something that's so powerful about now owning your own travel business is you're able to book everything underneath the sun, from group trips to individual travel. I'm talking cruises, fraternities, sororities, church retreats, destination weddings, honeymoons, divorce parties, whatever it is you guys are booking nowadays, you can earn a commission from it. But what's powerful about this business is, you guys, it is turnkey. And I love that, because all you need is your cell phone or your laptops or your tablets, whatever you are listening to this Zoom on right now, you already have everything you need to be successful. But I always like to say, most people do not know that you're going to have access to things that you probably didn't imagine. Like we all know, when it comes to booking travel, you can book hotels, you can book cruises, you can book flights. But how many of you guys actually knew that you could book sports and entertainment tickets? You know, Brandi, we're actually on our way to Monaco this week, but I'm a little salty, okay? I know we should be excited, but I'm a little salty because we live in Houston, Texas. And the Queen Bee herself is going to be here this weekend. But I am able to dry those tears because we had the ability to actually book those particular concert tickets and earn a check. So while most people were worried about spending money, we were over here making money. But on top of that, you guys, you can book vacation rentals, excursions, so many different activities. But Brandi, so many people are thinking, okay, well, the travel industry sounds amazing, but why travel and why now? Can you please tell them why this is the perfect time to actually get your business started?
I mean, you just said it in a nutshell. Why not? Right? Because everything you just said, we make money from. Taz, I was actually on one of our affiliate links today, Viator, and I was booking me a car service. And it was just so dope to see that I was going to get commission from that. Things that I used to do well before I joined this business, where I paid full price, I made no money, I saved no money. I'm now making money and doing it, because travel is a $10 trillion annual industry looking to go to 15 trillion annually. And this is why, because travel is always on trend. It is never on trial. When we think about it, Dubai used to be a desert. It is now one of the #1 destinations to go and travel. Or the Maldives, which used to be the only spot to have those over the water bungalows. Now you can find that in Jamaica. You can find that in Bahamas. You can even find that in Florida. But here's the deal, Taz, during COVID, when we were supposed to be locked down, not going nowhere, guess what blew up? Tulum. People were still traveling because they are still going to figure out a way to go. And we were in the business and we were still making money. And that's because I'm good old millennials. Y'all, I'm an old school millennial. I'm 1981. Now, Taz is the new school. She the young school millennial. We are giving about 4 trillion annually to the industry. And trust me, we have the receipts to prove it. Baby boomers, if you're in the room, say boom, because I love my baby boomers. They have wised up. They say, you know what? It's FaceTime now. We don't have to watch them grandkids. We can wave at them from that phone. We can be rocking on cruise ships instead of rocking in rocking chairs. They are giving 2.5 trillion annually to the industry. Then Generation X has entered the scene, giving 3 trillion annually. They're still trying to figure out that work-life balance. They're still going to work, but you know what? They are also going to Bahamas. And then Generation Z, the one that I love to hate and hate to love. Listen, they're not going to work. They're totally opposite of Generation X. They said, we're not subscribing to that 40-40 plan where you got to work for 40 years, 40 hours a week, retire on 40% of your pay. First of all, inflation is real. How are we going to survive on 40% of the pay? They want to make unlimited income. And the only way that they know how to do that is to do it online. They're the digital generations. We like to call them the jet setters or the bleisure travelers. They're going to be at the beach and they're going to be at the bank. So when you are seeing dudes in Dubai, Turnip in Tulum, Babes in Bali, Black in Tulum, whatever those little travel groups are, that's Generation Z. They said, my body is sitting right and tight. I'm going to make money now and I'm going to enjoy my life, because they have taken that $2,000 cell phone that we all have and they turned it into an ATM. PM. Doesn't that sound nice to get paid on what people are doing anyway? Because almost everyone you know is traveling, or at least they want to travel. Taz, I remember before I got in this business, I could only travel to places that I can afford. Now I can travel to places that I've dreamed of, that I would love to go to because I'm making and saving money while doing it. Now, people don't only travel for leisure. Sometimes people are traveling for education. They're traveling for medical reasons. We're right here in Houston, Texas, guys, at MD Anderson. We have people coming in all the time. Maybe you're traveling for a wedding. Maybe you're doing a staycation. My coach this past Sunday went and did a staycation at the Post Oak Hotel, our 5-star hotel. She was able to get a travel agent rate. She sat by the cabana, and guess what? She was still doing her business while in the pool. When I tell you it is a dream job, or should I say a dream business, it's a dream business. Now, Taz, let's talk about some of the income, because I know people are on here, they're looking to make some money and they're also looking to save some money. But let's tell them, how much money can you make being a travel business owner?
Look, this was my favorite part because I'm all about money, 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 money. Look, we can sing it all day long. But no, I genuinely love this portion of our business because, yes, it's great to save, but we also want to make sure we are making money. And I always like to say, when it comes to this business, there's several ways to do so. So say you have a frequent business traveler. This is somebody who is going to travel no matter what. And say they go to your website. It could be at 2 a.m. But if they're booking a 3-night hotel stay about 3 times a month, can I tell you, you're looking at a commission check of over $151.20. Now, see, I got excited about that income, but it might be somebody who's saying, you know what, that's cute. But just imagine if you were able to make that in about 30 minutes. Imagine if you were able to make that in an hour. But what if you could book a 5-day golf trip to Scottsdale, Arizona for a group of 4? And let me tell you something about golfers. They're going to golf no matter what. Whether we're booking it or somebody else is booking it or they're booking it, they are going on the green. But let me tell you, now you have an opportunity to actually make some extra green because you'll be looking at a commission check of over $274.86. Imagine if that was what you were earning in an hour, but it gets even better than that because we all know when it comes to Valentine's Day, when it comes to Christmas, everybody is always popping the question. Now you have the opportunity to slide into somebody's DMs and say, hey, I know you're going to be planning that wedding, planning that honeymoon. Well, let me take something off the table for you. Because if you book that for that beautiful couple, say you book an all-inclusive Cancun, Mexico butler service, because once you go butler, you do not go back trip, you're looking at a commission check of over $561.79 just by making a couple's dream come true. But now I know it's somebody on the line who is saying, okay, that is nice, but I typically like my checks with a comma in it. Well, join the crew. And we have that too, because say you book a 5-day group cruise, and this is a Western Caribbean cruise, whether it's a family reunion trip, whether it's a church retreat, about 20 cabins. Can I tell you, when you come off of that particular ship, instead of you having a 10, you're going to come back with a few bands because you are looking at a commission check of over $2,240.17. Now, this is what I got excited about. But let me put this into perspective, Brandi. There are absolutely no limits when it comes to what you can book and how much you can earn. So if somebody gave you a blank check and they said, write how much you desire this year on it, you are able to do that when it comes to this business. But another thing that I love about the business, Brandi, is that we really and truly have fun learning and earning all at the same time. Now, you always like to say, I am a product of the product. And I am not ashamed to say that I love our product. But there's also a reason why all of us are able to be products of the product, because we're able to travel around the world, but we don't always necessarily have to pay full price. See, we get to educate ourselves when we go on these particular trips. And it's a lot of people on the line right now who have done that as an agent. They've done several things to be able to rise through the ranks when it comes to being an IntelliTravel agent, whether that's a dream maker, a vacation builder, a travel genius. If we have any of those individuals on the line tonight, I want y'all to go ahead and type it in the chat box, because these are the people who like to go the extra mile and really knowing their product. And y'all see them, they're all in the chat. And I have to say, Brandi, I recently found out I was a dream maker. I didn't even know I became a dream maker, but I'm happy to announce I am officially a dream maker as well. So I guess being a product of the product actually paid off. But our trips look a little different. And when we learn, it's not your traditional classroom. See, your classrooms actually look a little like this. Say you go to Negril, Jamaica, 4 days, 3 nights, all inclusive, adults only, you guys. And this is a wellness trip. Because we know with the economy today and everything that's going on in the world, you need a wellness trip. Well, you are able to actually experience that trip but not for thousands that you are probably thinking that it costs. You guys, this trip is only $499 per person. And yes, you heard me right. I did not say per night. This is per person, but this is the way we're able to travel and the way we are able to educate ourselves. But I know there's some luxury bougie travelers on the line. And so we definitely have to make sure they are taken care of as well. But you actually have the opportunity to attend a trip like this to Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. And Brandi, I have been there and it is absolutely amazing. 4 days, 3 nights, a 5-star all-inclusive resort. And you have to get certified. There are individuals who just do luxury travel, and you can become a luxury travel advisor, but not at a so luxury price. Because although this definitely should have a comma in it, not as an IntelliTravel agent, you guys, you're able to go for $720 per person. So you do not have to break the bank when it comes to doing what you love. And everybody is probably really excited about the fact that they could travel for these particular prices. But for me, Brandi, that wasn't even the best part. Because when I first started this business, as many of you guys know, I am a single mom. So yes, I desired to get my business started, but I could not afford to lose. So one of the things that I love is that you do not lose when it comes to this business because they take all of the risks off the table. And I want y'all to type no risk in the chat box because IntelliTravel only offers guarantees. The first guarantee being the best travel price guarantee. Now, see, this means if you have a client that comes to you and let's just say they were booking something, apples to apples, oranges to oranges, and they found the exact same trip. Brandi, can I tell you they're going to meet it, beat it, or give them 110% of the difference on their next trip that they book with you. So there's absolutely no way that they can lose when it comes to booking with you, even if they found it at a cheaper price. But then they took it a step further and they said, we're going to literally take all of the risks off the table and we're going to offer a 100% 30-day money-back guarantee. So that means on the 29th day, if somebody just happens to say, you know what, I don't think I want to travel for less than what I'm already doing. I don't think I want to make money on the things that I'm doing anyway. If that happens to be anybody on the line, they say, no problem. We're going to give you 100% of your money back. But then they took it one step further and they did something I have never heard of in all of my years in business. And they say, we're going to give you an extra 11 months. And if you have not made or saved more money than you've actually invested into this business for an entire year, they're going to cut you a check for the difference, making you whole, and you still get to keep your business. Now, Brandi, you've had a lot of businesses from being a boutique owner, a makeup artist, whenever you get your products, whenever you get your inventory. I don't think it's too many individuals out there saying, hey, if you don't make your money back, you can just come on, give it back, and we'll give you 100%. Only at IntelliTravel do they do that, you guys. So it's no way that you can lose. And Brandi, I do know that we have some individuals, a part of our teams, who definitely have maximized off of this incredible opportunity. So please, who do we have on the line today?
Yes, absolutely. I'm going to bring up one of my business partners, Cheryl. Now, listen, what's so amazing about Cheryl? She just went 2020 in this opportunity. She turned on 20 families to this amazing business, but she is also doing this full time now. After giving years on years to corporate America, she is saying, you know what? I see the money and I'm about to go get it, but I'm also about to explore God's green earth. But she has a booking coming up that I have to let her talk about and share because her commission that's going to be dropping is going to be a lot of people's mortgage, getting them out of debt, or just helping them go on their next vacation. So do I have the amazing Cheryl Douglas on the line today?
Good afternoon, Coach Brandi. Thank you so very much for the opportunity. Yes, I am here. I know you see my background. It's of the water. It's of peace. Well, as of next week, that will be my reality because I booked the travel for me and my line sisters. I am a member of Delta Sigma Theta, and we are celebrating 35 years. So we are on our way to a time of relaxation and fun, but there are 10 of us that are traveling, and that's 10 rooms of every level, which is 200 and my commission is going to be 250 between $250 and $300 per person. Y'all can do the math. Then I had to put an excursion in there. So we're doing something every day. So each excursion, I did some on the low end for $39 or $40. And then I did some on the high end for $200. And I asked everybody, well, I ain't asked, I put it on everybody's bill. So everybody's doing the excursions. So again, y'all can do the math. We're about to have a good time, and I'm going to come home a happy camper. Thank you,
Absolutely.
Coach.
Because Cheryl, you used to only come home to receipts. So how much of
That's
it
true.
is a game changer to know that the very same thing that you used to do on somebody else's.com, you now get to do it on yours as a travel advisor and come home to a check.
It's a true game changer and a mind shift. So just to know that I'm still doing the exact same thing, just doing it through my own portal. I'm not going to cheapcheapcheap.com anymore. I'm going to Cheryl's.com, and I'm getting paid for the work that I'm doing. And to know that it only took me roughly about an hour to do all of those bookings, that's unbeatable. That's not even what I made when I was in the pharmacy industry.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Thank you so much, Cheryl. I got one more testimony that I got to bring to the Zoom room real quick. Miss Shannon Johnson, who is a director in training in this opportunity. She is a beast when it comes to booking, but she also loves to learn and earn. Now, she is one of them people who is a product of them fam trips. Okay. So Shannon, you have to tell us, you have a Dominican Republic trip coming up, which would normally cost us maybe about $2,000, $2,500 per person, but you have to share with our guests today, what is it costing you?
Yes, coach. I am so excited because I get to go to Dominican all inclusive for $199. That is unheard of. And like you said, the vendors, they want you to come out, see the product, and experience from a client's perspective. So that's what I'm going to be doing in July. And I'll make sure to come back and let y'all know how it was.
Absolutely. I'm gonna be so jealous, but I'll live vicariously through you with those pictures. But guys, guess what? We're not done. Everybody put in the chat mo money, mo, put mo money, because you know what? It is good to go to the beach. We're gonna do that anyway when the sun is out. Some of y'all have y'all buns out. We understand. But how about going to the bank? How about making that your favorite vacation? I know for you and I, Taz, like, listen, going to the bank, that's our best trip ever. But what we love about this opportunity is that we get to explore the world as insiders, but we also get to help a lot of other people do the exact same thing. So this side of the business is where you get to build your network, where you get to empower yourself and you get to empower others. And let me be clear before y'all start getting nervous and scared, you do not have to work this side of the business. It is completely optional. When I came into this opportunity, I'm big blue energy. I was enjoying my life, traveling. I was all over making money and saving money. But last year in February, I started looking up and I was like, you know what, Brandi, you're starting to have more month than money. And what is going on? Because you see, as a beauty professional, when my clients' money get funny, my money also gets funny. So I had to figure out a way to supplement some income in a recession-proof industry. So that's when I started building my network. That's when I started really starting to live my dream, because I started building a team. Because Warren Buffett says, never rely on a single source of income. You must invest to create a second source. So that's exactly what I did. That beautiful lady, Shannon, that I brought into the beauty industry, she found me on social media. I was talking about how I was traveling, that I have found this amazing business where I can make money and save money on what I'm already doing. Guys, she didn't even see a presentation. She said, you know what? I'm traveling. You said I can make money while doing it. Sign me up. And when I did that, it was a $50 direct sale. Now, I know for a lot of you, you're like, $50? Is that what I came here for? Absolutely. That's what you came here for. Because think about that compounding and adding on. I have now done that 93 times. 93 people have partnered with me and I have gotten that $50 each and every time plus some. So just imagine a good $5,000 on the side just from turning on people to an opportunity. The same way we tell people about what movie to watch on Netflix, what restaurant to go to that has the best macaroni and cheese and lamb chops, what, boutique to go shop out, that shoe sale at DSW. How about telling them how to save and make money on what they're already doing? Now, Shannon went out and she started telling her line sisters, her old classmates, her old clients from when she was a hairstylist. And so let's say one week she made $1,000. Guess who made $500? I did. I made 50% of whatever Shannon does in that week. Guys, this is weekly income. We get paid this each and every Thursday. So let's say she made $500 that week. I made $250. I didn't have anything to do with the sale, but she's out there sharing their opportunity. I'm out there sharing the opportunity. But what's even better than that? The people that she brought in is also sharing the opportunity. So she brought her parents into this amazing business because they were traveling. Her dad's a golfer, they're pastors, so they're always going on trips trips, they had no idea that Shannon was making money off of their travel. So once they realized that she was, they was like, sorry, daughter, we love you, but we're going to take our money back. They joined the business and I made $10. There is a $10 bonus that's going to run throughout your whole entire organization. So no matter who partners in business with you in your organization, you are going to see that $10 bill. And when I tell you, we have agents over here earning $2,000, $3,000, up to $5,000 per week in $10 bills. So do not sleep on the power of the $10. And remember, this is weekly income. But Taz, I know you're a competitor. Look, you still got them good knees, all right? You still that young millennial. You can get out there on that racetrack. You can make it happen. But Mr. Bradley also is a competitor, and he kind of set this up like the Olympics. So let's talk about our builder program within PlanNet Marketing.
Absolutely. And he is definitely a competitor. I always tell people if we had an eye blinking contest, he would win. Okay. Because that is how competitive he is. But one thing I do love about him is the heart that he has to really and truly celebrate everybody in this business. Because I don't know about you, Brandi, but when I was in corporate, anytime I actually achieved anything, there weren't always claps. There wasn't always a celebratory plaque or a pin or anything for everything that was accomplished. So one thing that I love is for every achievement that you have within this business, we are going to recognize you. And he actually built our builders program just like the Olympics, right? There's the competitor in him. But he built it just like the Olympics. And you could go bronze, you could go silver, you could go gold. As a bronze builder within this business, that just means that you've introduced 3 individuals to this opportunity. You've been able to empower them and absolutely change their lives. And we have some bronze builders on the line tonight. So if you are a bronze builder, definitely type bronze in the chat box. But I know that they are going after becoming a silver builder, meaning that they've introduced 6 individuals to this opportunity. So if we have any silver builders, you definitely recognize in the chat. But of course, just like the Olympics, Brandi, everybody wants to go gold. Everybody goes to the Olympics going after one thing, and it is no different here. But just like the Olympics, when you do achieve that gold, you get all of the extras. You get the Wheaties box, you get the extra income. And it is the same thing here because you're going to unlock that first level of $10 team bonuses. So now what used to heed you $50 when you made a direct sale commission is now $60. What used to heed you $25 for that 50% check match is now $35. And you will actually have the opportunity to get paid that $10 for every individual that enters into your organization. So it is absolutely powerful. But our goal builders really love the fact that you can now receive a 10% match when it comes to all of your personal agents' travel commissions. Now, I'm not gonna lie, Brandi, I get excited about this one because now at this stage of our business, I have a lot of individuals attached to me who love to book travel. My sister's one of them. She booked over 300,000 in travel sales last year. And trust me, I was rooting her on every step of the way because she was receiving all of her travel commissions. But because I'm a gold builder and above, the company actually sent me a 10% check match every single time. So just imagine introducing somebody to this opportunity. They book a $2,200 cruise. You don't have to know anybody on the cruise. You don't have to know the colors of the t-shirts. You don't have to know who was rooming with who. You don't have to deal with any of the headache. But you get that check because you're also going to receive $220 on top of that. But then you'll also have the opportunity to receive a 10% check match on your matrix commissions. But all of the gold builders, if you did not represent yourself in the chat box, please do so. But one of the most powerful things about this business is that it's so many different streams of income. You said type more money in the chat box, Brandi. We're going to need them to type it again because we're just going to continue talking about it. But this is our residual income component. And I always like to tell people this is that sleep income. And if I'm being 110% honest, before I got into this business, I didn't even really and truly know all about residuals. See, I used to think that it was something that only like musicians had access to. You know, I was very familiar with, the residuals from a movie or a TV show, but I never knew that an average individual like ourselves would have access to that. But if you have residual bills, meaning that they come every single month, whether you want them to or not, don't you think it just makes sense to have some residual income? And that's what you have access to here, because this is our 3x9 team building matrix. And I don't want anybody to get analysis paralysis, because I promise you I'm going to break it down. But this is what you get paid out every single month on the 10th of the month, $4 per person for every individual who you either put or falls into your matrix. And in order to unlock that, you just have to introduce the opportunity to 2 people. I want everybody to type 2 in the chat box, because I want you guys to truly understand how simple this is. Brandi, when I started this business, I automatically knew 2 people who were going to love this, even more so than I did, because my sister was always the individual who had a suitcase packed at all times. She was the individual who always was planning every event or function for our family. So everybody on the line, I at least know 2 people who either desire to travel, want to travel more, or looking for additional income. And when you do so, you unlock about $48 of potential income every single month. Now, I know I paused intentionally, because I know a lot of people aren't excited about that. They're like, well, we're going in the wrong direction. We were talking about $50 before. But you guys, it gets even better, because as a bronze builder, that means you personally introduce this opportunity to between 3 to 5 people. Now you have access to between $156 and up to $1,452 every single month. Now y'all see why those bronze builders were so excited. But a silver builder introduces opportunity to between 6 to 8 people. Now they have access to $4,368, Brandi, and up to $39,000 every single month. But I told you guys before, and I will say it again, everybody wants to go gold. Because when you do, you're at the top of this matrix, and you've now unlocked over $118,000 every single month. And can I tell you guys, there are people who are paid well over $100,000 to date every single month. So trust me when I say it is possible for you as well. But Brandi, this is the envy of our industry, and I know you are waiting to talk about it, because it's one of our favorite things. So please tell them about our directors program.
Absolutely, because you know what's insane? Mr. Bradley did not have to do this. He did not have to add more money to the table. But what I love about it is, naturally, a lot of us are already leaders. I know in the jobs that I held before, I was always the trainer, or I was the head waitress, or I was the manager that everybody went to. I was always leading the ship. And over here, when you step into the director program, when you become a natural leader in this organization, you're going to get a bonus every single month. Taz, one year I sold over $1 million in products when I was working at MAC Cosmetics. I was there for almost 7 years. I was so excited. I just knew my bonus was about to be the bomb. Amazing. My bonus was $250, and it cut me so deep. And I was like, you know what? I'm allergic to jobs, and I'm allergic to bosses. I got to get up out of here. But over here, to be able to make a bonus each and every 30 days is a game changer. Within 90 days, y'all, I went 1-star director, meaning I had 100 families in my organization. Now, let me be honest, that's not you bringing in 100 people. So do not get worried. Let's say you bring in 10 people, those 10 people go out. They know 10 people who love to travel, who would love to make and save money on travel. You are already a 1-star director, and your month, every single month, is going to start off with $500. Well, once I saw that $500 hit, Taz, it's like, why stay there? So 2-star director quickly inched up. 2 months after that, my month was starting off with $1,000 each and every month. And now we are a 3-star team, where my month is starting off with $2,000 on the first of every single month. Now, as a traditional entrepreneur, we all know, to my entrepreneurs on the line, sometimes it's feast and sometimes it's famine. But what I love about this bonus, on the first, it just gives me peace of mind. It gives me comfort to know that I for sure have $2,000 dropping that can cover those first month's bills. But of course, Taz, both you and I are going for that 4-star, where we're going to be starting that month off with $5,000 in just one check. Guys, there's 8 different ways, 8 different checks that we get paid out in this business. One of those checks will be $5,000. Now, we like to brag on our coaches and our mentors. My coach right now, Ms. JP Watkins-Mutes, who was let go from her corporate America job as a project manager after 20 years, walked in and they said, you know what? Your services are no longer needed. They let her go within a year. She had lost her car. She had lost her home. She was back at home living with her mom. She got in this business. She transferred those skills that she used to dedicate and give building someone else's dream. She transferred it over here to build her dream. She is now a 6-star director, starting her month off with $16,000 each and every month. But we also have an amazing mentor, Mr. Orlando Moore, who is a sneeze away from being being the first 7-star director in this business, which means his month, one check, Taz. Oh, gonna be starting off with $30,000 on the first of every single month. Now, when Mr. Orlando gets that, I'm gonna be like, can you just at least take me to get a steak? Can I just get like a steak dinner and some lobster? Because your month is starting off with $30,000. But Mr. Bradley is so cold with it. He put 10-star director on the PlanNet director program last year at our last convention, where your month every 30 days can start off with $250,000. Can you imagine in one check making $3 million a year just in bonus money? Taz, it is insane, but it is so true, and it is truly a game changer. Now, listen, as a 1-star director, you're absolutely guaranteed $1,000. $1,000 is going to come home to you each and every month. And here's the deal. There are some people that come over here and all they need is $1,000. They're either looking to get out of debt, that's their grocery bill money, that's their money for the kids' summer camp, whatever it may be. This is when we say design your ideal life. You can also design the type of income that you want to make. Now, this is personal and true to me as of lately, this presidential ring and Rolex program, because within 13 months, guys, I was able to earn that sapphire ring, signifying that I am earning $100,000 residually in a calendar year. The ring looks a little bit like this. Oh, is it all turned? Yep, looks a little bit like this. Here's the deal. I never knew that this was possible. I came into this business. I love to travel. It made sense for me to travel, but I absolutely also love helping people. And just from helping people, I was able to get blessed with that sapphire ring. Now, of course, we're going for that ruby ring, $250,000, earning a little over $20,000 per month. My coach right now is sporting that diamond ring, earning over $500,000 in a calendar year residually. That is the key word, residually. And then Taz coach, Mr. Orlando Moore, he is a millionaire in this business, earning over $80,000 per month. Guys, this is a residual business, but what I love is one of our mentors and coaches' story, Mr. Shedrick White, because a lot of you on here may be thinking, oh, but you're a makeup artist. Taz is a bubbly personality. She was in corporate America. Mr. Shedrick White was a waiter at Papa Do's who couldn't even afford the food at Papa Do's. And he decided to get in this business because he no longer wanted his story to be where he couldn't have and where he was in lack. And he got serious about this business. He's actually the one who designed these rings that you see on your screen. And currently today, he is earning well over $100,000 per month. And thank God, because about 7 months ago, he unfortunately had a stroke that had him in the hospital, going through rehab, fighting for his life. And we just thank God that he is back. But just imagine being able to focus on your health because you already focused on your wealth. You already built up your business and you built it up residually. And what's insane, his organization grew by 20,000 individuals, which meant his money only went up. So guys, I'm telling you, this business is such a game changer. Do not miss out. And if you like watches, which I know all of us do, especially when it's a Rolex watch, go ahead and go 5-star director and get blessed with that timepiece. And believe me, when I wear that, I will be telling you the time all the time. Now, Taz, I know you've heard it and I know I've heard it. We share this opportunity all the time. And people are going to say, you know what? It's a scheme. It's a scam. It's a pyramid. It's a Ponzi. I knew it. It's one of them things that was going to make me sign up people. And what I like to say, Taz, is both of you and I, we're scary. Okay. We can't go to jail. Now we may be able to fight, but we can't fight no murderers. So we are staying out of prison and we do not look good in orange. So please tell them about our income disclosure statement.
I really shouldn't be laughing this hard, but it's the truth. I was really too tickled. But yes, I always like to tell people, y'all, documentation beats conversation every single time. Though this is our income disclosure statement. And y'all, we have to report this to the alphabet boys. I always like to say they are the alphabet boys because they are the IRS. And you do not play with them. And this is what everybody was actually earning as of last year. You can see whatever advancement they were, from a rep who just got started, who was doing nothing and made $0, all the way down to a 6-star director who was making over $1 million last year. You guys, you can see the highs, the lows, the averages. If you're looking for a 6-figure income, we always say go 3-star. Like myself and Ms. Brandi Holmes Dennison, you guys, on average, 3 stars were bringing in over $130,000 last year. But if you got a 7-figure appetite, go 6-star. because on average, 6-stars were making over $1 million of last year. So if you're that type of individual who says, I want to know if it's real, well, I can tell you there is no other company that is putting that in their presentation. So you're good over here. But this is actually the heart of our founder. And Brandi, I know we have went over a lot of information because this business comes with a lot. Thank God we're not limited to the streams of income that we have. But this is one of the most important pieces, I believe, of our business, and it hits home for a lot of us. And if you are a parent, if you are a godparent, an aunt, an uncle, I just want you to type parent in the chat box. And if I could get everybody's attention for just 20 seconds, whatever you are doing, please stop and hear this, because this is our PlanNet marketing pledge. And I'm just going to read it verbatim so that everybody understands just what this is. It states, as a PlanNet marketing director, you can feel secure in knowing that in the event of your death, because how many of you guys know it is not if, but when, the PlanNet business that you've built will outlast you. Your family will still receive your PlanNet marketing weekly commissions, director pay, director bonuses, and monthly residual income for the rest of their lives and for generations to come. You guys, I have an 8-year-old daughter, and I tell people all the time, when I do leave this earth, my daughter, she's going to have a lot of issues. She's going to deal with an abundance of things. But luckily, I can say finances won't be one of them, because I made a decision to ensure that she was going to be set up for the rest of her life. So a life insurance policy is great. A 401k plan, absolutely amazing. But you guys, those things are paid out one time. This business will continue to pay your family as if you were still here for the rest of their lives. So that is absolutely unmatched. My coach, my mentor, they make over $100,000 a month. And I can happily say that they are so proud each and every time, saying that all of that income, what they get paid on a weekly basis, what they get paid on a monthly basis, won't stop the moment that they leave this earth. So if you didn't hear anything else, please hear that, because this is a legacy business. So if you've ever wondered what type of legacy you're going to leave behind, you have one right in front of you. But Brandi, at the end of the day, this is a turnkey business. I said it before, I will say it again. It doesn't matter what side of the business that you are operating. You guys, you're going to have all of the tools, all of the systems, all of the support that you need. Like I mentioned, from your cell phones to your laptops to your tablets, but you're also going to receive an abundance of training. Yes, I have a degree in marketing and communications, but I had never did anything like this before. Brandi, you have a background in being a full-fledged entrepreneur, being a professional makeup artist, a boutique earner, so if a boutique owner. So if anybody would have ever told you you are going to be a professional network marketer, I know you would look at them crazy, but you received all of the training to be able to do so. When your coach came to you and she said, will you allow me to coach you to 6 figures? All you had to do was accept that invite. And she gave you everything that you needed. But you're also going to be able to attend abundance of events as well, like the biggest event that we have coming up this September, you guys. I like to call it the Super Bowl, but it is our PlanNet Marketing International Convention. And guess you have not missed it. So when you get your business started, this is the first trip you're going to want to prepare for, because we are going to have a keynote speaker like no other, Mr. John C. Maxwell. And he is the king of leadership. So if you do not know him, get to know him, and you're going to know him very well come this convention. But Brandi, I know there are a lot of people on the line who are saying, okay, y'all have given me everything I need. I was ready to start when y'all were talking about Jamaica 20 minutes ago. But Brandi, how can they get started tonight?
This is what's so insane, Taz. When I first saw this, I was like, well, I can't afford it, because everything y'all just said, it sounds too good to be true. And it sounds like it's going to be really expensive. And then I left and I went and had a Sunday fun day. And I realized that I spent more at Sunday Fun Day than what I would have spent on this business. And Sunday Fun Day did not give me a return on my investment except a headache and a bigger belly. But this has given me a bigger bank account. $199.90 is the only investment. And that is crazy because, Taz, truth be told, that is now brunch, that's lunch, that's less than dinner. That is a refill and a pedicure nowadays, okay? $199.90, give me 10 cents, let's call it $200. That is a one-time investment, guys. Price is what you pay, but value is what you get. Now, the reason why you see 3 prices on the screen is because we're going to break it down for you. We're going to tell you where your $200 is going. $19.95 $195 of that is going to PlanNet Marketing. That is how you'll be a PlanNet Marketing rep, where you will be able to sell the travel business. Okay, you'll be able to turn on people to their own freedom, where they can make and save money in what they are already doing. Guys, that $19.95 has afforded us to have 5 millionaires right now. Can you imagine paying $20 and walking away with $100,000 a month? It is truly insane, and it is truly true. Now, IntelliTravel is going to get $179.95 of that $200. Now, that is how you're going to be your own Expedia, Priceline, Travelocity, Orbitz. You're going to have your own website. You're going to immediately get your credentials that certify you as a professional travel advisor, plus those VIP travel benefits, all right, as being an insider in the travel industry. Now, we are in business, so there is a cost to doing business, and the cost over here is $2 a day. $2 a day can't even buy you a latte. $60 a month affords you 2 debt-free businesses where you can earn unlimited income. And I really want you to put this in perspective. $60 a month right now have people making 10, 20, 30, up to $100,000 per month, and they're all paying that $60 per month. And the reason why there's an overhead is because you're in business, and now it's a tax write-off. So now you get to write off that $200 investment. You get to write off your travel, which is a game changer. And I just recently learned, Taz, that I can write off my cable because I have to watch the Travel Channel and the Weather Channel, which is also another game changer. Guys, do not pass up the opportunity because you're looking at this like a bill. And the reason why I can say that is because that's what I used to do. I used to look at this like a bill. And when COVID hit, I got a little bit worried. Even though I was making money in the business, I felt like, oh, well, I'm not really just making that much yet. So let me go ahead and cancel this business. And Mr. Shedrick White, who I talked about earlier, who is now a millionaire in this business, got on the phone with me and has, sweetheart, if you're looking to save some money, cancel your cable, cancel your Netflix, always cancel the things that aren't yielding you a return on your investment. And this is what's crazy. That never crossed my mind. And that's why I love in this business, you get mentors, you get coaches, you get people who are going to teach you about the business and give you wealth principles and wealth knowledge. So I'm telling you, we usually have 3 people in the room, Taz. We have the number ones. They're ready to go. That's us. We get it. We're like, listen, you said I can do what and make what and do what again? So we immediately signed up, no questions asked. Now, number 2, you have questions, and we love questions, but we're going to ask that you ask us, because a lot of times you'll get off this Zoom, you'll go ask somebody who didn't see a presentation about what they think about a presentation they did not see. And one thing that I have learned in this business is be careful who you ask wisdom and advice from, because you are also buying their lifestyle. And I used to always ask my broke friends and wonder why I was broke. Now, number 3, you are saying no thank you. And guess what? We still love you. We love you just the same. Please do not go in hiding. Do not go in witness protection from whoever invited you here. You do not have to start ghosting your friend, your coworker, your family, or whoever you just met. They just wanted you to know about what they have going on, how they're traveling the world, how they're making money and saving money, how they're helping a whole bunch of families get as far from the poverty line. And they thought of you. They thought that you would be perfect for this business. But if you feel like you're not perfect for it, guess what? You're still going to travel. You're still going to click on somebody's.com. So now we're going to ask you to click on the person who invited you here. Click on their.com, because they're already in the business, and I guarantee you that they would love to make that commission that you are already paying. So we have reached the end of the presentation. I like to say start your journey of success. Now I say today, because why are we waiting? The time is now, because the journey of 1,000 miles, it begins with one step. But I guarantee you, if you take one step, we will take 2. So Taz, let's get in the chat and let's see who we got in the room. Who is number 1? If you are a number 1, go ahead and put 1 in the chat with who invited you and your name. We would love to shout you out and congratulate you and welcome you to the baddest team on the planet. And if you are number 2, go ahead and drop your questions in the chat. If the question is too long, feel free to come off mute when we ask, and you are more than welcome to ask your question if you would like to do it that way. And if you are a number 3, we promised you it was going to be 60 minutes. And guess what? We're going to give you 6 minutes of your time back. You can go ahead and hop off, but we thank you for tuning in and hearing about this amazing opportunity. And we hope to see you in the future. So Shannon, let me know, do we have any ones coming in the chat? Any guests asking some questions? What we got going on?
Well, we definitely have some guests checking in. We have Eric Biggers invited by Kathy Bell. We have Tanisha Smith invited by Tamika. All right, we have Aaliyah invited by Donna Moore. Lots of guests on tonight. Tiffany Matthews invited by Cheryl Douglas. Greg and Alice invited LaMonica. Lots of guests. Let's see. Makia invited Denise. Wonderful. Sincere invited Makia, invited by Makia. We have Candace invited by Karan, and Sasha Sims invited by Letitia.
Okay,
Let's
great.
see.
So we have a
Yes.
lot of guests on. That is so good. Well, it is summer. This is the time, Taz, where we're all planning trips or we're about to plan our holiday vacation. So it is only smart to get your business started today. So listen to all of our guests. If you are a number one, you can go ahead and put in the chat, and you can also get back with the person who invited you. Whoever invited you to this Zoom, they have a special link that you're going to click on. It takes about 10 minutes to join the business. You're going to immediately get your credentials. You're going to have your websites that you can get up and running. It is smooth selling, almost like signing up for Facebook. So go ahead and get back with that person that invited you, and we would love to have you come on to this amazing team. Now, Taz, what would you have to say to our guests tonight who maybe are still thinking about it? Maybe they're already a number one. What would be your advice?
Well, one thing I can tell you is most of the guests on here are number ones. They may not have understood that you can type that in the chat box, but they are definitely number ones because they just get it. They're just like me and you, Brandi. When we seen the information, and I know when I got started, I was at a pivotal time in my life. I had just left corporate, and then I know you really had a transitional period during the pandemic. Well, now in the economy and what's going on in the world today, people are making those exact same decisions. They say, hey, we don't know what tomorrow is going to look like, but we're going to take our household and our income in our hands today. And those are the number ones. And that's why we say we want to celebrate you. So those number ones, type number one in the chat box, along with that individual who invited you, because this is going to be a journey like no other. This opportunity took me from losing everything after I left corporate America to now being retired in my 20s. I'm not in my 20s no more, but I was able to retire in my 20s because how many of you guys know retirement is not about age, it is about income. And this business afforded myself that income and so many others. Brandi, you were able to achieve 6 figures on the side because you were already making 6 figures as a professional makeup artist. 6 figures part-time within 13 months. This is a no-brainer. So what do I want to say to every guest on the line? All of the number ones, congratulations, because this is going to be a journey like no other, and you have just made the best decision possible. But Brandi, I do know that we did have a question in the chat box. Miss Shanice Williams says she is a number 2, and she said, will you help set up the business? Do I need a new EIN number? And she was invited by Maria.
Absolutely. First of all, the business is a business in the box. As soon as you sign up, it is going to be set up for you. When I say as easy as signing up for Facebook, it really is. You'll enter some of your personal information. You'll name your business. The name of mine is Simply Flawless Travel. And I have Why Would You Travel Anything Else But Flawlessly? So you can come up with a little tagline, put your picture, and you are going to be ready to go. You're going to get coaches. You're going to get mentors that's going to help you and guide you along the way. But what's so amazing, this business was built for busy people, because I was already busy. And then I realized a lot of the times I was busy being broke, okay? Because 6 figures sounds good, but 6 figures is not really 6 figures by the time you pay taxes, right? Unless you're on the high end of the 6 figures. But if you're on that low end of 6 figures, you're not walking with 6 figures. And I had to realize that I was wasting a lot of time watching Netflix. My on-demand was Netflix and chilling. And then I decided to get on-demand with my business because that's where my training is. So you're going to have a tab called Education, which is going to walk you through everything you need to know about this business. It really is a business at your fingertips. And as far as the EIN, you want to first start off with your social security number because you're going to have better tax breaks at the beginning when you do your business as an individual with your social security number. And then once you reach that $100,000 and up, then you want to get with your tax professional because more than likely at that time, you do want to switch it into an EIN because the tax breaks will be different at that time. So definitely join us. We're going to teach you everything we know. You don't have to worry about any of that.
Yes. Absolutely. And Brandi, I have to say, we must have broken down everything so good tonight. There are absolutely no other questions in the chat box because people are saying, look, I am ready. Thank you so much. I'm super excited. So for all of those individuals who are excited and they're saying, look, I'm a number 1, Brandi, I'm ready to go. What are their next steps? And close us out tonight.
Yes, your next step is to get back with who invited you, because whoever invited you, they are already in the business and now you are going to become their business partner. Doesn't that sound sexy? I'm your business partner instead of your client. And that's what we want. You want to be a business partner. Get back with them. They're going to give you a link and all of the instructions of how to get signed up into the business. Takes about 10 minutes to sign up. Then you're going to be up and open and ready to operate. And you can come right back here next Monday. Next Monday, Taz and I will be here again. But next Monday, you come back with your friends, your family, your coworkers, your old classmates, and turn them on to this amazing business. So Taz, it is always a joy sharing this business with you. We are about to hop a plane and be in Monte Carlo, okay, in Monaco on rooftops. I cannot wait. Y'all got to follow us on social media to keep up with what's moving around with the PlanNet, and you can be there next year, okay? This is not just exclusive to us. This is exclusive to the PlanNet. But we will see y'all right back here next Monday, where we are helping individuals build a legacy one trip at a time. Thank you, guys. Y'all have an amazing night.